Since day one of starting my fitness journey back in 2018, I was immediately drawn to bodybuilding. I remember seeing guys like Arnold, Dorian Yates, and Chris Bumstead, and thinking, people can really look like that? But then I would look at myself in the mirror and see how far away I was from ever looking like that. Fast forward to 2020, and I was in the best shape of my life up until this point. And I decided that I was going to give a bodybuilding show a try. I busted my ass for 14 weeks leading into that show, and then shortly before the show was supposed to happen, it was cancelled due to the pandemic. I won't lie, I was pretty discouraged, especially after putting in all that work. But I didn't let that stop me. I got back to work, and then in 2021 was preparing to do the same show that year. But yet again, due to the pandemic, as the show neared, they ended up bumping it 4 months later. I knew I couldn't realistically sustain a strict diet for another 4 months, so yet again, my dream of competing in a bodybuilding show was put on the back burner. Finally, in 2022, with most of the restrictions being lifted, I knew this was going to be the year I finally got to compete. I started my prep at 16 weeks out from the TNT Muscle Showdown in my hometown, Edmonton, Alberta. I busted my ass for those 16 weeks, and after 3 years of trying to compete, I had finally achieved my goal of stepping on stage for a bodybuilding show. But after the dust had settled and I stepped off stage, I didn't have this overwhelming feeling of joy or accomplishment that I thought I would. I actually felt embarrassed. I ended up taking last place in both of my classes. And don't get me wrong, I wasn't embarrassed because I lost. I knew that the chances of me winning my very first show were pretty slim. I was more embarrassed of how I looked. I felt that I came in flat, out of shape, and just not at my best. 4 weeks after this, I decided I was going to compete in another show. I came in 3 pounds lighter, looking leaner, and feeling better about the package I was bringing. But then, a few days before the show, I got really sick. After putting in 20 weeks worth of work, I wasn't going to just drop out of the show, so I gritted my teeth and did the show anyway. And yet again, I ended up placing last in both of my classes. I was crushed. I really thought I had brought an improvement from the last show, but I guess I was wrong. I remember thinking after the show, maybe I'm not cut out for bodybuilding. Maybe this just isn't for me. But I wasn't going to let these defeats beat me. I took the entirety of 2023 off in order to make the needed improvements to my physique, so that the next time I stepped on stage, I could present something I was proud of. Fast forward to the start of 2024, and I am in the best position I ever have been to start a prep. I know what I did wrong in 2022, and I've learned from those mistakes, and I'm not going to allow myself to repeat those same mistakes. 2024 is the year that I get to show people that I am meant to be a bodybuilder, because I put my everything into this sport, day in, day out, without compromise. This year isn't about a trophy. This year isn't about a placing. This year is about proving to people that what they saw in 2022 was only a fraction of what I can be. 2024 is about the year of redemption.